Everyone is posting their life online. So when someone doesn't, it feels almost suspicious, like they're hiding something. But what if they're not? Scroll for a few seconds. You'll see it instantly. Faces, smiles, perfect angles, carefully chosen moments. People turning their lives into something visible, something consumable. And then there are gaps. People who are present, but invisible. No selfies, no personal updates, no proof. And your mind does something automatically. It fills in the silence. They're private. They're shy. Something's off. Because in a world where visibility is normal, absence starts to feel like a statement. You've probably noticed someone like this. At work, there's always that one person. They show up every day. They talk normally. They laugh. But online, they almost don't exist. No photos, no highlights, nothing to show. And slowly, without realizing it, people start forming opinions, not based on reality, but based on what's missing. But here's something most people never stop to think about. Posting your photo isn't just sharing a moment. It's choosing to be seen, to be evaluated, to be interpreted, to be remembered in a certain way. And not everyone is comfortable handing that control away. At first, it looks simple. They just don't like posting. But if you sit with it a little longer, you start to notice patterns, because this behavior repeats across different people, different environments, different personalities, which means it's not random, it's psychological. Sometimes it starts quietly. You take a photo, you look at it, and instead of seeing the memory, you see flaws, your expression, your posture, the way you think others might judge it. And suddenly, the moment changes. It's no longer about what you experienced. It's about how it will be perceived. So you pause, you hesitate, you don't post. And here's the uncomfortable part. Sometimes, it's not privacy, it's avoidance. Avoidance of judgment, avoidance of attention, avoidance of being seen too clearly. Because being seen means being exposed. And exposure makes you vulnerable. But that's not the whole story, because if it was just fear, everyone who doesn't post would feel insecure. And that's not true. Some people don't post because they genuinely don't feel the need to. They experience something, and that's enough. No urge to capture it for others. No desire to turn it into content. Their satisfaction ends in the moment itself, not in the reaction that follows. Think about that. In a world where attention is constantly rewarded, choosing not to seek it is rare. It's quiet, but powerful. But here's where things get deeper. The same behavior can come from two completely different places. One person stays private because they're at peace. Another stays private because they're afraid. From the outside, they look identical, but internally, they're worlds apart, and if you don't question it, you'll never know which one you are. Look at your own pattern. You take photos, but don't post them. You think about sharing, but stop. You tell yourself, it's not a big deal. But something still holds you back. Is it calmness or hesitation? Because over time, this doesn't just stay a habit. It becomes identity. You become the person who doesn't post. People stop expecting it from you. They stop seeing you in that space altogether. And slowly, without any dramatic decision, you remove yourself from visibility. But here's something most people never realize. The less you show, the more people guess. And those guesses are rarely accurate. They fill the gaps with assumptions. Sometimes they think you're reserved. Sometimes they think you're distant. Sometimes they think you're hiding something, even when you're not. This is the hidden cost of silence. You control what you don't show, but you lose control of how it's interpreted. Now imagine this in real life. Two people working in the same office. One shares regularly, updates, achievements, moments. The other stays quiet, does the work, keeps things offline. Months pass. Who becomes more visible? Not necessarily more capable, but more present in people's minds. And presence shapes opportunity. It shapes perception. It shapes how people remember you when you're not in the room. So now, there's a tension, a quiet one, between staying true to yourself and being seen by the world around you. And maybe you've felt it, that thought. Maybe I should post more. Not because you want to, but because you feel like you're disappearing. And here's the hard truth. Not posting can feel like peace. But sometimes, it's just fear wearing a calm face. Fear of not looking good enough. Fear of being judged. Fear of being misunderstood. So you call it privacy, because that sounds stronger, safer, more in control. But deep down, you know the difference. At the same time, posting everything isn't the answer either, because constant sharing can turn into dependency. You stop experiencing moments for yourself and start experiencing them for approval, waiting for likes, checking reactions, measuring your life through responses. So both extremes come with a cost. Too much visibility, and you lose yourself in others' opinions. Too much silence, and others start defining you for you. That's the real balance most people miss. It's not about posting more. It's not about posting less. It's about understanding why you choose either. Because once you understand that, your behavior stops being automatic. It becomes intentional. Maybe you share something not to impress, but to express. Or maybe you stay private, not out of fear, but out of clarity. The action looks the same, but the reason behind it changes everything. So pause for a moment. Be honest with yourself. When you don't post your photos, what's really happening? Are you protecting your peace or protecting yourself from being seen? Are you comfortable in your silence or just used to it? Because there's a difference, and that difference shapes your life more than you think. You scroll again, faces, moments, stories, noise, and then your own reflection, your choices, your patterns, and suddenly something clicks. Not loudly, not dramatically, but clearly. You were never just someone who doesn't post. You were someone making a decision, again and again, quietly. And in that moment, you realize something most people never do. Not posting your life is still a way of choosing how it's seen. And for the first time, that choice feels like yours.